What's happening YouTube? Gary here, GSM Automotive. Welcome to the channel. This is pretty much my first video, although there is a few bits and pieces on the channel already, mainly related to driving cars around scenic Scottish driving roads. But I want to just change focus a little bit and start working on some detailing reviews, product journeys, demonstrations and my process, just to see if I can help anyone that's getting into detailing for the first time, or even if they are a bit more experienced, get a bit of an idea around what products are good in what circumstances and just how I use them personally. So a little bit about me. I really got into sort of car cleaning and detailing in a big way back in sort of 2010, 2011 when I bought my first probably decent to me car anyway, which was a Mark V Diamond Black Pearl Golf GTI. Polished Bliss at the time was just round the corner for me, so when I got the car I took a drive out there and, as I say, the rest is history. Fell into the detailing world forum wormhole that we've probably all fallen into, and probably spent more money than I should have on products, and I think the wife knows that now, so it's not actually even a secret. So fast forward to about June, July last year, I picked up a new to me Mark 7.5 Black Diamond Pearl Golf R. So we're getting that car, I kind of fell back into the wormhole of wanting to look after it well, treat it properly and really get it protected. So again, that got me back into the detailing trap, if you like. But for me, the products had moved on quite a lot, so I found myself on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube to really get an idea of what products are good, what's the big brands, what's the go-to brands that people are using. So a lot of channels have helped me over the last few months get my head back into the game, know what's good, how to use products, what tools, tricks and techniques we can use now that detailing's moved on so far, and it truly has. The industry's moved on massively in my opinion. So anyway, that's just a bit about me and a bit about the channel. It'll evolve over the next few months hopefully as I get more content on, but I just want to take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe and like this video. It would mean the world to me just to get those viewers up so that everyone can see my content. So here we go folks, first up's the dreaded rear carpet lined wheel arches on the Golf. Absolutely detest these things, they suck up everything off the road. But anyway, I'm going in with my usual method, which is a double hit of Koch-Chemie Green Star, mixed it 10 to 1 in the IK sprayer, just to get some product on there to start working on the dirt and grime. I then go in with the pressure washer, flush it out using the 25-degree nozzle, just to get rid of that top layer of dirt and grime and get the product off as well, just before we go in with a bit of a contact. As you can see from the water, actually it's not too bad, they definitely get worse even in the summer, so I was pretty happy with how they were starting to shape up. So as you can see, I'm now just loading up the Easy Go brush with the Koch-Chemie at 10 to 1. Bit more into the arches just to help with the contact wash process here. Now it is a bit of a tight fit, just with that slightly lower ride height of the Golf R over the standard and the GTI models. Also got the 19-inch alloys on here, so it is a bit of a squeeze, but I can manage to get in, still get good contact with the arches, just to remove that last bit of dirt, grime and grit from the carpet fibres, that we can then tackle with the pressure washer just to make sure they're as clean as possible before we move on to the wheels and the tyres. Moving on to the tyres now, and this is Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo at 10 to 1 in Quasar pump sprayer. This was actually the third hit, so the foam was coming up nice and white, showing that the tyres were perfectly clean. Next up's P&S Brake Buster, as you'll see here in the IK foamer, mixed at about 4 to 1 I think it is. Going into the barrels of the wheels with the Max Shine wheel woolly, which I find's pretty effective on the gloss black wheels of the Golf R. The wheels never get really too bad, so this has just got enough cleaning power without having to go in with the, what I find anyway, messy Easy Go brushes. As you can see here, doing a pretty good job.
I then just tackle the spokes and the faces of the alloys with the Vican soft detailing brush, which I find pretty good. Can be a little bit fiddly, but gets good results. And then just tackling the more intricate areas with the Valley Pro chemical resistant detailing brush, just to get into all those little nooks and crannies. Now it was at this point that I forgot to put on the Garage Therapy iron oxide, and I thought, you know what, I'll just go with it again. So you can see here, applying it, then put over another layer of P&S brake buster on top of that, just to let it dwell whilst I started moving on and doing the front wheel. You can see the brake discs especially bleeding nicely. So after a bit of dwell time, again, I wouldn't normally do this because of the chemical nature of the iron oxide, but I went back in with the Max Shine Peel Wheelie just to clean it up a little bit inside the barrels. I then went back in with the chemical resistant detailing brush, again just to get that product working all over the face of the alloys, ready for it to be rinsed off. Onto the pre-wash now, and this was a new product for me. It was Paintwork's Fast Cut pre-wash. It's described on the website as a low caustic, high strength pre-wash formula, and I played around with it a little bit here. It's recommended up to 1:30 dilution, so I went with that just to be safe, because it is caustic. I didn't want to cause too much issues with the mild deep shield protection that's on the car already. Also applied by the foam lance, the MGJC. I knew that would dilute the product down here, so I'd be keen to try this out a little bit more with different dilutions and application methods. So just a bit of a short walk around the car here so you can see how the product's dwelling on top of the paint. This was probably after about 2 or 3 minutes. You can see it's kind of just sitting there, not running off too much, hopefully doing its job in terms of cleaning power, but I thought it'd be useful just to show you that whilst it's dwelling on the car. Pretty good dwell time to be fair, although it was probably about 5, 6, 7 degrees here in sunny Aberdeen that day. Just a short video here of me rinsing off the product from the car. I just wanted to show you this because with it being caustic there might be some concerns over how it would impact on your car's protection. My Golf's wearing a couple of coats of the fantastic Mild Deep Shield foam sealant, and as you can see here, it's brought the car up nicely. It's got that first kind of layer of traffic film removed, and the water behaviour on the bonnet especially is still pretty impressive, so there's been no real degradation of the protection whatsoever from what I can see. At this point, wasn't I? Checking out that water behaviour on the bonnet. As you can see, it's still pretty impressive. And just for good measure, here's another angle. Bonnets don't usually take a pounding, do they, in terms of protection, so it was quite good to see that that wasn't impacted whatsoever by the Paintwork's Fast Cut product. It's done a good job of cleaning up as well, to be fair. Just moving on to the next stage of the pre-wash, and this is Squid Ink Citrus 4:1 in the IK pump sprayer. Gave this a bit of a good coating all around the car, as you can see. Left it to dwell for a little bit. Tackled the back window in particular because I've de-wipered my rear windows, so it's just an absolute nightmare at this time of year for picking up that grime with the lack of the rear windscreen washer, obviously. And here was my attempt at a nice arty shot. Obviously didn't quite work like that, but here we go with Squid Ink's fantastic Alcafrost snow foam in the MGJC Cannon. and it's foam cam time. Now I dialed this in big time. I went with the maximum dilution, 100ml in the 900ml water. As you can see, goes on super thick. I definitely would dial this back, and I have done in the past, but I just thought, you know what, let's go for it. First video, let's give the fans what they want in those Instagram shots. But even with that maximum sort of product use, it's not too bad in terms of the clumpy nature. There's not a lot of it falling off in clumps, so it is still quite good in terms of the dwelling ability. You see a little bit more on the front panel where it has clumped and dropped off the paintwork, but generally speaking, for the thickness and the consistency of the foam, I was quite happy with the dwell time and the way that the product was sitting on the car. I was then able to go in and do the badge work here, as you can see. Nice thick consistency, working that product in with the fantastic Garage Therapy soft detailing brush. There you can see that thickness I was talking about earlier. But it's all good. Working the way around the car, that dwell time just allowed me to get around and do the brushwork, as you can see here. Car's not too bad dirt wise, so just really making sure that any dirt or grime that is sitting in those little hard to reach areas are getting tackled, getting clean, getting removed. But this is a fantastic product, it really is. It's obviously alkaline in nature, goes on well, doesn't impact protection at all, actually brings it up a little bit if anything. So here we go, again rinsing off with the AVA GO P55 pressure washer and my new quick release trigger gun, which was fantastic, bought from Clean and Shiny. As you can see here, despite the thickness of the product, it's dwelled fantastically, it hasn't clumped off and rinses off with ease. A little bit of mess, but that's down to me just over applying the product, to be honest with you. But that blanket of Squid Ink Citrus and its fantastic Alcafroth really doing a good job in bringing that car up ready for the contact wash. RT shot alert, but as you can see, contact wash time and the new Auto Bright Decon shampoo. Again, I thought play around with this, went in big time, went in with about 30ml product into the MJJC. As you can see here, leaves a pretty decent consistency layer of snow foam over the car, which I was pretty happy about. Smells fantastic, it's pear drops, pleasure to put on the car. And onto the contact wash itself. I again put 30ml of product into about 20 litres of warm water. This is me using the Garage Therapy wash pad, which takes a bit of getting used to, but after a few washes it softens up nice and is a real pleasure to work with. This shampoo is thick, it's sudsy, it's creamy, it smells great, but given it's the Decon shampoo and it's higher on the acidic nature, I believe, I was keen to try this just to see how it would bring back up some of the dead panels on the car where they are taking a bit more of a pounding in terms of the road grime and dirt and traffic film, particularly on the rear quarters, the lower parts of the door and the boot lid in particular. But yeah, first impressions, really nice product, nice user experience, nice and lubricated, and yeah, just a pretty good shampoo to be fair. Now I don't have it before, but this is just a quick shot of the boot lid, which shows that the water behaviour has been brought back by the various different products, but in particular that Decon shampoo, so thumbs up Auto Bright. Some protection now being put down on those alloys, G-on wet coat, spray sealing, nice liberal application, blasted off with the pressure washer just to give some protection to those alloys. And then just tidying up the brake discs, as you'll see in a moment, with the Built Hamber Atomac just to stop that orange rusting effect happening post-wash. As the car's wearing a couple of coats of Mile Deep Shield, it's protected pretty well, so I'm just finishing it off today using Garage Therapy Quick Detailer Spray in those superb IK Mini 360 sprayers, just really to make sure that there's no water spots or any marks left on the car once it's finished. Just usually applying a couple of sprays to each panel, massaging it into the paintwork using the thick, the dense, the very effective Wowo's drying towel. As you can see here, instant gloss is added and it really works well with the Mile Deep Shield. It's a real all-rounder, this detail spray, I found. Not only is it really effective on paintwork and adds gloss, but it's really good on the glass because it contains the cleaning power and obviously the protection elements there, so it brings up the glass superb, ready for any other products that you might want to apply over that. It really is a great product and it's a great all-rounder. A couple of spritz on the bonnet just to show you again here how it just brings up that panel superbly. Excellent drying aid, gives it a little bit of protection, but just really acts as a finishing product over and above the Mile Deep Shield protection that's on the car already. So I am just working my way around the car, as you can see here. The bit that you don't see is that I did then go around again with a Rag Company Creature Edgeless lime green towel, just to give it that final once over, just to make sure that there's no product left on the car, no streaking, no issues in terms of any marks on the paintwork, and it came up fantastic. Just moving back down to the tyres to get them tidied up and dressed just before we finish up. Garage Therapy Tyre Serum, it's my go-to product for dressing tyres, applied here using the car scrote brush. It's a great tool just to get that even application, gets into those little lips between tyres and the alloys, and yeah, everyone knows it, everyone loves it, great product, great combination. And last but not least, here we're on the glass. As you can see, I'm using Infinity Wax Spotless Plus, just in one of those IK sprayers. Again, fantastic little products. Applying here using the Rag Company For The Window glass towel. I love these. I've got one for exterior and a couple for interior use as well. And they're just so easy to use. There's no grabbiness whatsoever regardless of the product. Flipping over there. As you can see, great cleaning power from the Spotless Plus glass cleaner with the added boost of adding protection to your windows. And there you have it. This is how the car stood after about a 4 or 5 hour process. Really happy with the results. All the products did their job, especially the new ones to me, the Chemworks Fast Cut Pre-Wash and the Autobrite Direct car shampoo. Bodywork's not perfect, could be doing with a bit of machine polish. A few decent sized stone chips in the bonnet as we'll see in a minute. But yeah, pretty happy with how that turned out. But I'd just like to thank you all for watching my first ever video on YouTube detailing the car. Hope to see you soon and I'll catch you on the next one.